today's video, we're going to review Prisma, an accredited online private school for students in grades 4 through 12. We're going to look at the entire program together and see if this might be a good option for your family. So let's get started. If you've been looking into online schools, you may have noticed that a lot of them are set up in pretty much the same way. Your child logs in, watches some videos, takes a quiz, and moves on. And while that format works for some families, a lot of parents are looking for something with a little more substance. Something that's actually going to engage their child and prepare them for the real world, not just give them a transcript. And that's really where Prisma stands out. Prisma was created by a group of educators, tech entrepreneurs, and parents who felt that the traditional school model was outdated. They point out that the traditional school system was created over 100 years ago and that over 50% of kids lose interest in school by 4th grade. Their whole approach at Prisma is built around what they call hard fun. Kids have interesting problems to solve, creative projects to work on, and an environment where learning actually feels meaningful. Prisma is accredited through Cognia, which is one of the most widely recognized accreditation bodies in the United States. They are also NCAA approved, which is great if you have a student athlete. So this is a real accredited online school and not a homeschooling program. This means that you as the parent are not responsible for grading and reporting. The school will take care of all of that. Prisma serves students in grades 4 through 12, broken out into 3 separate programs. Lower school is for kids in 4th and 5th grade, middle school is for 6th through 8th grade, and high school is for 9th through 12th grade. This school year runs from August through June, and the program is open to students worldwide. They actually have learners from 43 different countries, and everything is organized by time zone. So no matter where you are, all of the live sessions will fall within daytime hours for your family. And I just want to point out that for 4th through 8th grade, there are actually 2 different ways to participate. Now, the standard option is the mentor coach program. This is where a Prisma educator serves as your child's coach and handles all of the feedback, assessment, and mentorship. But there is also a parent-led option where you as the parent would step into that coaching role yourself. So if you're an experienced homeschooler who still wants to have more of an active role in your child's education, then there is that option, and it does actually come at a lower tuition cost as well. I will talk more about that when we get into the tuition section of the video. As for how much day-to-day support you will need to provide, that does depend on your child. If your child is a self-starter who can handle much of their work independently, then you'll probably spend less than an hour a day supporting them. If your child needs more help getting started and staying on track, then you might spend closer to 2 hours. Most Prisma families fall somewhere in the middle. And students are expected to grow their self-management skills over time with Prisma's support. Now let me explain how the program is actually structured, because this is what makes Prisma different than most other online schools. Instead of teaching subjects separately, Prisma organizes the year around what they call themes. Think of these kind of like units, except each theme weaves together multiple subjects at the same time. So a student might be covering science, writing, and history all within the same theme. The academic year is divided into 3 12-week sessions: fall, winter, and spring. For lower and middle school students, each session includes 2 6-week themes. For high school, each session is 1 longer 12-week theme. Either way, over the course of a full school year, all of the core subjects do get covered. Some themes are heavier in science, some are heavier in literature or social studies, but by the end of the year, your child has learned everything that they need to know for that grade level. And at the end of each session, parents, coaches, and students come together to discuss progress and plan for the next session. Now, let me give you a few examples of some of the different themes. In lower school, there's a theme called Playology, where 4th and 5th graders become toy designers. They learn about physics, things like force, motion, friction, and gravity, and use that knowledge to actually engineer a moving toy. They're also doing financial modeling and writing creative stories, all connected to the same theme. There's another one called Food Lab, where students explore the chemistry of food, design and conduct their own food experiments, and think about real-world issues like food sustainability. In middle school, there's a very popular theme called Build a Business, where students learn economics and design by actually building their own product or service, complete with a business plan, an investor pitch, and a website. And there's one called United Nations, which is Prisma's spin on Model UN, where students research a country, take on the role of its ambassador, and engage in formal debate. In high school, themes run the full 12 weeks and go deeper. There's one called The Future of Health, where students study biology and human health and then use human-centered design to engineer a product or solution for a specific patient population. And there's one called Mind Over Machine, which explores artificial intelligence. Now, one thing I want to mention is that math works a little bit differently at Prisma. While all of the other subjects are woven into the themes, math is taught separately by a specialized math coach. Students are grouped with other students at a similar level. So the instruction is targeted to where your child actually is in their math journey. And instead of traditional things like worksheets, lectures, tests, and quizzes, students demonstrate what they have learned through projects. They could be pitching an invention, building a website, writing a piece of nonfiction, or presenting a research-backed proposal. At the end of each theme, there's also an expo day where students present their finished projects to the other students and their families. And as they demonstrate mastery of the skills in each theme, they do earn badges. So it's a very different way of measuring what a student knows than a traditional test. The schedule at Prisma is flexible because students are spread across different time zones and have different outside commitments. So there isn't one single schedule that every student follows. You'll actually build your child's schedule with the mentor coach when your child enrolls. But here is what a typical day looks like. The day is split roughly 50-50 between live online time and independent study. So students aren't required to log in and be at their computer for a whole day. Live workshops run Monday through Thursday, and a student spends an average of 2 to 2.5 hours in these sessions. Every day starts with a stand-up with their cohort so they can bond and set goals and get the day started. And depending on the day, students could have a theme-based workshop, a literacy lab, or a collaborative problem-solving session. Math lab meets 3 times a week. The rest of the day is flexible, independent work time where students work on their theme projects, reading and writing, all managed through a custom Prisma platform so they always know what they need to do. Students may also have coach-led enrichments like cooking or songwriting, foreign language classes, or other electives. High school students could also be working on AP or dual enrollment courses as well. Fridays are called Flexible Fridays, which are more open days for clubs, enrichments, guest speakers, or independent work. And if a student needs to miss a live workshop for some reason, they are recorded so that students can catch up. Prisma also encourages students to have a full life outside of school. This includes things like hobbies, sports, volunteering in their community, and staying physically active. So the schedule is designed to make room for all of that. For families of children with special needs, Prisma has coaches trained in neuro-inclusive education and a neuro-inclusive education specialist on staff. Many families with neurodiverse kids find that Prisma's flexibility and one-on-one mentorship means their child actually needs fewer accommodations here than they did in a traditional school environment. And one quick note on equipment. Students will need a laptop or desktop computer with a camera and microphone. They will also need a reliable internet connection and a quiet space to work. Every student at Prisma is matched with a dedicated mentor coach, and Prisma is very selective about who they hire. They accept less than 1% of coach applicants. These are highly credentialed educators who are chosen specifically for their ability to connect with and support young people. Your child's mentor coach leads their daily live workshops, gives personalized feedback directly on their work, and meets with your student one-on-one for goal setting and support. The learning is highly personalized, and students revise their work until they've genuinely met the criteria for each skill. It's mastery-based, so the goal is actually understanding rather than just getting through the material. For high school students, Prisma does also offer AP courses as well as dual enrollment through Arizona State University. Students graduate with a portfolio of real projects, service learning experiences, and authentic writing, along with a year-long capstone project and the option to complete an internship. There is also a National Honor Society chapter for qualifying students. It's also worth knowing how progress reporting works at Prisma because it is different than a traditional school. For lower and middle school students, every 6 weeks, families receive a cycle report showing the badges their child earned, along with a narrative assessment from their coach. At the end of the year, there's a full transcript showing all badges and competencies mastered. For high school students, Prisma issues a conventional transcript with courses, credits, and a weighted GPA, which is what college admissions offices are used to seeing. Now let's talk about the social aspect, because this is always something that is important to know about when you're considering an online school. And this is one of the areas where Prisma really does stand out. Every student belongs to a small cohort, which is a group of students that they spend time with every day. They work on projects together, give each other feedback, and build friendships over the course of the year. Prisma matches students based on personality, academic needs, and time zone. When new students were surveyed, 86% said that they had made friends in just 6 weeks. Beyond the cohort, there is also a much larger community. Students can join learner-led clubs covering everything from chess and Minecraft to debate, baking, and music. Prisma also organizes endeavors, which are in-person camp-like experiences held several times throughout the year in the continental U.S. Things like week-long surf camp, lake week, ropes courses, and formal dances. There are also family-organized meetups and a travel club. With students from 43 countries, the global community aspect is something that you might not find at most other online schools. Prisma is fully accredited by Cognia, has a 5-star rating on Niche, and 98% of parents agree the curriculum is preparing their child for the real world. Students show an average of 204% growth in math and 168% growth in reading each year based on NWEA MAP testing. Prisma upperclassmen also average in the 93rd percentile on the SAT, which is 28% above the national average, and 94% of high school students choose to re-enroll each year. Now let's talk about the cost. For the Mentor Coach program, which covers grades 4 through 8, tuition is $11,190 per year, and that includes live workshops, one-on-one coaching, the full curriculum, clubs, enrichments, and access to the full community. For high school, grades 9 through 12, tuition is $12,490 per year. And the parent-led option for grades 4 through 8 brings the cost down to $5,350 per year or $6,350 per year if you add the math coach. There is no fee to apply to Prisma, but once you are approved, you will pay a $500 deposit to hold your spot, and that will be applied towards your tuition. And if you use code eSchooled when you sign up, you will get $100 off your deposit. I have left the details for you in the video description below if you need them. After that, tuition can be paid in full with a 5% discount, or you can pay by session 3 times a year, or you can pay over a 10-month period. Prisma also awards over $280,000 in scholarships every year. Scholarships range from 10 to 40% off tuition, and they are need-based, and the household income threshold is below $150,000. First round offers go out each April, and I have left a link for you to their tuition page in the video description below for all the details. One thing to keep in mind is that while Prisma does offer rolling enrollment, the cohorts are small and they tend to fill up fast. So if this sounds like a good fit for your family, then I wouldn't wait too long to apply. And if you ever decide that Prisma isn't the right fit, you can withdraw with 30 days notice and receive a prorated refund. So that is a full look at the Prisma Online School. As you can see, it's definitely not trying to replicate a traditional school online. It's doing something entirely different. I really like the project-based themes, the small cohorts, the one-on-one mentorship, and the community that students get to be a part of. If you're looking for an online school that's going to encourage your child to think creatively, prepare them for the real world, and get them excited about learning, then I think Prisma could be a great option for you. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments and I will be happy to answer. And if you do decide to apply to Prisma, don't forget to use code eSchooled so you can get $100 off your deposit. If you have any other online schools that you'd like to see me review on my channel, please let me know and I will add them to my list. Thank you so much for watching.